Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this great big universe. My name is Helena, and thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Love Unlocked, where we decode the mysteries of the universe. Now, before we get started, I'd like to remind everybody that today's video is for educational and informational purposes only, and to always be kind. Please don't show hate to anybody, anywhere, whether you're at work, at school, at the coffee shop, walking your dog, and especially in the comments section down below. Now, if that intro sounds familiar to you, it's probably because it does. It actually originated with a YouTube personality who I personally adore and have looked up to for so many years. And I didn't ask permission to take it and tweak it for my own needs, for my own videos, which I should have done, and I apologize for that. The reason I like it is because it conveys all the necessary disclaimers as well as the message of kindness in such a neat and concise way. So, if she's watching, she's probably thinking, she didn't say that. Did she really say that? Oh my God, she said it. Did she really say that? Yes, she did. And yes, she hopes that it's okay. But if it's not, Christina, thank you so much for creating a wonderful intro, and big fan. And I hope it's okay that I use your intro and tweaked it for my own needs. And I will change it if you like. So I want to let you guys know that a few years ago, more than a few people came to me asking me why. Why did I create a YouTube channel under another name? And well, I didn't. And what had happened was she had basically taken the questions that people had sent into me and the answers that I was writing to them online and reciting them word for word on her own YouTube channel as though it were her content and not crediting me. And it did cause some confusion. But fast forward, that person is actually very well known public figure in some of the subject matter that we discuss here on this channel. So good for her. But I want to make clear that we should give credit where credit is due. So Christina, thank you again so much for creating a wonderful intro, and I hope it's okay that I use it. And if not, please let me know. I will absolutely change it. So today, let's go ahead and introduce our guests. We have, back by popular demand, Cynthia, curator of the Three Waves of Volunteers, TFJ Space, as well as Dr. Feelgood. You know him. He's here to discuss the collective consciousness with us.
Hello. My video's not working today, but I'm here.
So it looks like he's here. Hello, Dr. Feelgood. How are you doing?
Hey, Elena, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
You
Thank
hear
you
me all
so
right?
much for being here.
Oh, totally. I'm more than happy to, and it's my honor to be here with you.
Oh, thank you so much. So I was just telling the listeners and the viewers that you are one of the more loved writers on Quora, just like Cynthia. And by the way, guys, we have other videos featuring Cynthia. If you're interested, I will go ahead and link those in the comments section so that you can check those videos out about twin flame synchronicity and also about the Three Waves of Volunteers with Dolores Cannon's work. So, Dr. Feelgood, John, can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's a little bit of everything. I mean, where do you begin? I've been through so much, and yet, they talk about all these abilities and things that everybody can do, and there's nothing that I haven't been able to come across yet for myself. And in much of the way, it's really that oneness of being within each of us, you know, to be able to see forward, to know what's ahead, to know what's within, to be able to sit and talk with somebody and share, to be able to give their soul's voice, for all those things that sit within us that have sat so quiet that we've held inside so long, to be recognized and validated, to have meaning, purpose, and value, that each and every one does, truly, truly does. And so much in the ways, there's so much within the universe and the world that we exist in, and not just the physical one, but the real world that we are truly all part of. And it is such a grand, grand adventure indeed that in everything that we do, everything that we say, so many miracles can happen. The slightest of kindness that we give to another can change their lives forever. And it's truly what it's all about. It all comes down to unconditional love and truly understanding and see each person for who they truly are, their true self. It's a magnificent way of living. No stress, no strife, no lies, no fights, no arguments. It just simply is. And it's an incredible way to be.
Mm-hmm.
John, you've been sorry, you've been channeling for a long time. And could you explain to the viewers and the listeners what channeling is?
Well, you see, channeling to many and to most, it's that communication or allowing those thought streams, that energy to come through you so that you pick it up, you process it, you translate into human thought in a way that we can understand. But for me, it's much more than that. It's it's it simply is. At some point along the journey, one no longer knows where they begin and where they end. They simply are. You think about the multiple worlds we live in, and just two of them between the spiritual and the physical. One begins to exist more in one than the other because you see through the illusion of all these things. You truly do. And you contemplate, you see the greater the whole. And that vastness in those moments, those aha moments that they come that are so wonderful when you simply see everything at once and it all makes sense. It's a beautiful thing. You can try to describe these things, and many have, but being there is so different. It's incredible.
I will
Every
agree with
true
that.
want, every true want, need, desire that you have is perfectly fulfilled
Mm-hmm.
effortlessly with no harm to anything or anyone. It's amazing.
If somebody, thank you for sharing that, John. Excuse me, sorry. And
Yeah,
if somebody were to channel, because I know that a lot of the listeners and a lot of the viewers that we have, they think that they might be channeling and they think they might be channeling a person, a twin flame, something, another energy, a spirit. How do you know that you're channeling? What tips do you have for the viewers that could clue them in on what to look for? Because I think a lot of people are not confident in their own abilities with channeling.
true. And you do have to be careful, right? That because when you're doing this, in a sense, you're also binding yourself, right? And truly, everything is within. Everything is within each and every one of us already. Every the answer to every question you will ever have about anything is already inside you. It's waiting for you. It's already there. You know,
We access it.
it's yes, but you have to learn to trust yourself.
Is it a form of belief, John? Believing in oneself?
No, well,
Okay.
in a way, it's not only believing, it's not only faith, it's knowing. For you see, when someone has 100% belief and 100% faith, begets the knowing, where everything just is. It's a realm of infinite possibilities. It truly, truly is. And so that we must learn. It's trust exercises.
Mm-hmm.
You have to learn to trust yourself. What you're hearing, what you're feeling, what you're sensing, your intuition, all your being, and all that you are. And it will tell you that it's true. It'll resound so deeply inside you that there is no doubt. There is no question. It's how we're all made. It's who we are.
When did it first happen for you?
Oh, I've been this way my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot
I
of
can
people
remember
have.
back to being, at 4 years old, but because of the way this world was, the way it's been, it got tucked away for a very long time, very protected, because this world is meant to devour those things. It is so upside down, inverted, backwards, and everything else from all that we know. Just why when you get here, it's such a rough transition, so shocking, and you wonder why you can't remember everything. Holy cow. Think about that. You come from a place where anything is possible and you get crammed into this physical resistant world, and everything you're told is a lie.
Yeah.
Everything is meant to separate. Everything is backwards, and which is why it's so hard on each and every one of us, especially now with the time that we're in this period, even more
Mm.
so. So it is to unlearn what the world has taught you. It is to take that time to actually pause, to quiet oneself, step inside, and finally take those deep steps within to meet your true self, who was perfectly made, magnificently, by the greatest architect of all. And that's what I see in everybody. I don't
Mhm.
see the exterior. I see who they truly are. And I will tell each and every one they are so loved so greatly, that everyone is so worthy, that you are perfect in every way. You just don't see it yet, but you are so perfect. So it is when we start to remove the shackles of all those things that have impeded us from seeing who we really are, that we start to remember. We start to come to know what we're really doing here, what's going on, what you're supposed to learn. And that's the truth.
I think a lot of the viewers and listeners will resonate with your message. Thank you for that. And I think that a lot of people, excuse me, still have my cold. I think that a lot of people experience something like channeling or intuition, and they're not sure if they should trust it. Do you have any advice to them that on how to listen
Oh,
to their internal intuition, how to trust their own heart?
I had hundreds of trust exercises, and I think I'd be going freaking bonkers. No, go look here, go look here. No, go do this, go do that. Really? Are you freaking kidding me? Yeah, dude, seriously, go check this out. I do it. Sure enough, whether it was, somebody lost their keys and I tell them where to go find them,
Yep.
Yeah.
not knowing anything about it. I say, hey, would you guys drive a blue car last night? Oh yeah. No, where you yeah. No, go check in the passenger seat, because those keys, what they did was you were sitting there, you didn't notice it, but they fell and they kind of slid up underneath you and they went up underneath the seat and you'll find them there. And da. And sure enough, they'd go to the car and they'd find them there.
Yep.
Stuff that I would be looking for, all kinds of stuff. Because, as was said to me in those times is, you know, if you can't trust me in the little things, how will you ever trust me when the big ones come along? How will you ever trust the divine when it really matters, if you won't take the step in the little ones? Time and
That's
time
very
again,
true. That's
trust exercises, they validate, and you'll sit there and go, what the heck, in amazement of these things. And you're like, wow, my God, you are really real.
in case the viewers wanted to have an example, I'll give a brief one. I was speaking with John, Dr. Feelgood, the other day on the phone, and he was able to pull experiences, thoughts, words from me, which is, I was surprised. Long story short, I had a bunny when I was little. Well, not little, I was older little, but I had a bunny. Long story short, I had felt guilty for years for leaving her cage door open, and she ran off. And for the longest time, even after we moved, I would talk with the new owners. Hey, are you guys leaving the bunny pellets out? You have to leave water out because she might be in the yard. I was so worried about. He even knew her name, Bunnyway. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
he brought up Bunnyway of all things. And how do you pull a picture in your mind of a bunny and the bunny's name, Bunnyway? That's not a normal name. Most people name their bunny. And he knew the breed. The breed was
Yeah.
an Angora lop. She had floppy ears and she was real
Oh,
fluffy
yes,
and cute.
totally. Oh my God, what a fluff ball.
She was
She's a
really sweet.
beautiful rabbit. And you loved her so much.
I did.
She was your special
I
bunny.
do. She was,
you
yeah,
know?
she was my bunny. And he was able to pull bunny weight, not just her characteristics, but what had happened with bunny weight. He described the series of events of me opening, the cage. She got out, how guilty I felt about it, and without any prompting from me. So I was very surprised at that he was able to do that. But that's an example of the way you can channel, you can latch into somebody's energy, pick up on their thoughts, their feelings, their emotions, and experience it like a flash. Maybe it's pictures behind your eyes and your forehead. Maybe it's a feeling in your tummy or in your heart. You guys, if you guys have ever channeled, experienced anything like this, maybe you've met a divine channel. Do angels walk among us? Let me know in the comments section. Cynthia has a lot of experience with channeling. Cynthia channels her twin in spirit, Joe. Cynthia,
Yes.
you're still with us, yes?
Still with you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, because it's, as John said, it's a steady thought stream that it just, like he said, it just is. And at times that I think it's myself, they're my thoughts. For example, if I'm writing on Quora, they will, the thoughts will just flow through my fingers. Some will call that automatic writing, but sometimes when I'm speaking, the same thing happens. It's just, and you can actually tell if I'm very, very happy or very, very angry. He will come pouring right through, and it's almost like an open door, open flow. And here we go. And that's how I am able to speak for Joe. That's how I'll say that, to speak for Joe.
I don't know if you can see. Joe likes to manipulate the light. I don't know if you can see. It kind of gets lighter and darker in here sometimes.
Is he doing it again? Well, he's in on this too. So
You remember that light? In a previous video, you guys, this light. Thanks, FabFitFun. The light went out. It's SOAR ring light, just a cheap little ring light. But because I didn't have any auxiliary lighting, I had gotten this. I said, well, finally a reason that I can use this silly ring light. So I stuck it on the top of my lap. There's a light again. I stuck it on the top of the laptop, and while we were having our conversation last video, I was so proud of myself for having a ring light. It went out. So my sweet husband went and put a new battery in it just the other day. Got it all set. Brand new. Everything's fine. It should work great. We tested it. I tested it the other day. Will it work? Yes. Now that we're recording, I turned it on. I think I was on the phone with John earlier when I said, oh, will this stupid ring light work this time properly? Now that I have a new battery, it should clip. And I put it on and now it's out.
John, can you help us with that?
Do you see the light
Yeah,
doing
because
that
you're
again?
energy based. Yeah, how much we can affect energy wise with electronics and all those other things is pretty intense. Really can.
Can you tell us a bit about
and
why that happens?
ask Joe. It's just it's his way of saying hello.
Get him out of my
I'm here.
ceiling.
Oh, he will
all the time.
He will a little bit. Look, he's with Cynthia. What do you want?
Let me tell you
He's
something.
always
I've
with
lived
her. He
here.
loves her like crazy.
The reason why Joe's doing that is because I'm here, and he loves to get in on the action. He wants to be part of the conversation because he is.
It never happens unless it's Cynthia's fault. Because it never happens unless she's here. Every video that I've ever done in my life, like the lighting was fine, everything looked good. Cynthia shows up out the window. So just so that
you know what it is. You know what it is, don't you? Joe's saying, well, what about me? What about me? What about me?
He wants to chime in. So Cynthia, what does Joe have a message for us?
I'm a little blocked. John, you want to help me out here?
Oh, he will.
He's
kind of sheepishly looking and smiling at the same time, kind of embarrassed. Because I called him out on it. What about me? What about me?
He is called out every single. It's
Joe is
like
a wonderful
all
guy.
the time.
Yeah, yeah, he loves being.
It'll calm down. He'll calm down.
Yeah, he's just excited because he's acknowledged.
Yeah,
and,
it's
Yeah.
Think about Horton Hears a Who and all the people at Whobillies. All we are here, we are here, we are here. There you go, Joe. Yeah, you're there.
Yeah.
But Helena, you asked about how do I know?
Yeah. What
How
is it?
do I do?
Yeah,
The energy.
I know for you, I know what you do, but the viewers
It's
probably don't
okay.
understand it.
I right, and I will try to explain it in a way that is understandable.
Thank you.
Some of these things are difficult because people do not have a tangible point of reference that they
True.
can equate to. If we had two apples, right? Maybe you had a Gala and a Fuji, you could talk about it. You would both have a sense of what each apple tastes like. Yours tastes different than mine, but we could describe it, right? And we would
Right.
have those points of references that we could latch onto with great understanding.
Yep.
Yet,
Can I interrupt just
so
for a second?
I will try. Yeah, go ahead.
Joe just said, I am trying to get through, but John won't let me in.
Dang right. Joe, wait
Okay.
your turn.
Yeah.
You will.
Yeah,
Was
he
you
will.
will.
Deep breath, John.
For me, it is an existence. You must understand that at a point there, we are all interconnected.
Mm-hmm.
We are all one. We are all the same. Once we come, once we shall return, all made from the same. And so we exist together. Yet it is the separateness of this world and all the things that impede us from being able to see that, feel it, know it, work with it, share and talk through it. I tell you right now, there is not one person on this planet I do not know.
That's true.
I know everyone.
Nor animal, like Bunny Way.
And that can be
Well, you
haunting.
could.
That can be
You
very
could talk.
haunting.
Look, quite honestly, why can't you talk with animals? What's the difference? What's the limitation?
Did not
Only
just
what
talk
you define.
about,
Only what you define are the limitations of your own world.
yep.
Like
There we
what
go.
we
The light again.
define. We define the laws and the rules that impede us from being all we can be. God, source, universe, divine guide, doesn't matter. All roads lead home. Give you whatever you want, good or bad, doesn't matter. Loves you so much, unconditionally, will give you anything you truly desire. And that's exactly what people get because they haven't learned to fix themselves yet and to remove those things, to address themselves, to step within and face those things inside of themselves. And actually, that journey of self, that path of one that is walked by two, yourself and your creator, for which there is no lies, there are no secrets. But what are you going to do? Try to fool your creator? No, it's everything to begin with. So you do. You work on those things. Get rid of the negativities. Doesn't matter what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All those things mess up every single request, whether you realize it or not. They do.
That
It
reminds
is
me,
what. Yeah, go ahead.
the other night when you and I were talking, you gave the best description about how people can harness that energy within themselves, really connect with the divine, their creator, and request what it is they need or desire. And it gets served up to them in the way that they make the request. And it's based upon the energy that they put into it. If it creates fear in you, that may play a role in what ends up happening, your result. Would you mind explaining that to the listeners? Because I know that they're going to very much appreciate
Yeah,
that because
yeah.
it'll help them with their manifestations.
Well, like, first and foremost, everybody must understand that you do this already.
Yes.
You already manifest. You do this 24 hours a day nonstop.
This is a
Every
manifest.
thought, word, deed, everything is an action and reaction when it comes to manifestation. You can call it whatever you want. I don't care. Call it co-creating. It doesn't really matter. You must understand that this process is the most intimate expression between oneself and their creator. It is full of love and gratitude, appreciation and acknowledgement, sustenance and needs and desires fulfilled, wrapped in unconditional love to provide to you with perfection in ways that you could not even imagine. It truly, truly is. And so when we have within ourselves, and this is why people go, they have all these laws of attraction classes and all these other things. Have you ever noticed that these people go over and over and over again?
A hamster
Yet if
wheel.
they were told, that's right. And if they were totally told the truth, the real truth, they would be one and done. There would be no need to go back again, for they would understand and have the knowledge and be empowered to truly live the life that they have always meant to live. But yet still, no one talks about it and gives them the whole truth. You see, for whatever is within, no matter what it is, good or bad, positive and negative, affect everything that we put out. The external is merely a reflection of what's within. We are always in those moments and now just catching up to it. They say we attract this to us, but rather, you know what? You've already created this. You're just catching up to where it exists. That's all it ever is.
Could you repeat
Seems
that
like
for
we're pulling it
them?
towards us.
We're merely catching up. It's already there. We're catching up to it.
That's right, to where it exists, that moment of now that it exists in, that it is created in. You must know that it's already there. It's always been there. Yet, let's say, for example, I'll give you the same example I've said many times to others is, let's say this person, I'll use Jimmy for the heck of it. You know, Jimmy goes ahead and he wants this red sports car. It's really cool. Like it's all shiny. It's got nice wheels and everything. Goes vroom, just everything he's ever wanted. So he goes in and he puts out the request. God, I really love to have that. You know, but at the same time, here comes the order. God, universe, source, creation, heart of the unconditional, whatever gets the order. Here comes it. Here comes the request. Let's say, well, Jimmy, what's up, dude? Hey, I got the right car. Oh, red sports car. That's cool. Check this out, dude. He wants the red sports car. Yeah, that one over there. All those wheels, all spot on, dude. This is great. But wait a minute. He starts to look at the order, starts to turn the page and looks it around and goes, oh, wait a minute. But you said you don't deserve it. You said things always get taken away from you. This is just gonna break on you. Oh,
You just
yeah, and you're gonna have
sabotage.
problems with this. All the all the stuff inside you gets attached to every single request that you put out there. And so he goes ahead and listens. He goes, dude, you sure about this? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give me the car. Give me the car. Okay. Yo, Louis, give me that one over there and give me a number 16 on it. Put a number 32, a 49, and a 17. He's going to love this one. And so you get it. And you get what you wanted. You get what you asked for. That car comes along. Happy, happy. All of a sudden, it breaks. The tires go flat. You start having money problems. Can't afford it. Get into an accident. It gets taken away. And then you cry. Why? Why did you do this to me, God? What did I ever do to deserve this? But you see, God, universe, source of it, didn't ever do it to you. Did it to ourselves. Gave us exactly what we wanted in every way, shape, and form. Everything exactly how we asked for something that was mucked and mired like a dirty engine with oil and grease slapped onto that thing. That's how it was received. That's what was given. So that is why it's so vitally important. Get rid of the negatives. Work on yourselves. The self work is so vitally important to learn to love yourself, to accept and acknowledge all parts of one, to truly love yourself and forgive yourselves so that you can finally begin to heal. For until you love yourself and forgive, you cannot heal. And only you can heal yourself. No one can do it for you. And it is within that that all things start to begin to happen. Start to happen and create the world that you desire to live in. Things will change. They always do. For the external must reflect the internal, as within, as without. It must is the law.
And that's what we're
That's
doing
part of the problem.
collectively, are we not?
Yeah. And that's part of the problem with everybody here. Everybody's in their own little worlds. Yours is different than your neighbor's, different than the other neighbor. Yes, they all have commonalities, but their own worlds are their own, unique unto themselves.
Right.
And
It's
so until
very
people,
been that negativity
yes,
around.
that's right. And so as people start to clean up and start to do those things, their worlds start to change. Those microcosms and fractured portions of themselves within start to work together. And you start to remove the impediments, those things that have prevented you from functioning the way you were always intended to. You're getting rid of all the crap, all the dirt off the engine. You're giving it a tune up. And you start to realize, my God, if I can do that, what's possible? And suddenly you start to remember, I can
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. And that is so close to what John described before during our conversation. He explained how there's a lot of people in this world that will spend thousands of dollars to try to learn the information that he and Cynthia are offering for free for people to read and learn and absorb and put to good use on Quora. And I will link Cynthia's Quora as well as her Quora Space, the 3 waves of volunteers, the twin flame journey. And I will link John's profile down there for you as well in the description of this video. So that way you can also get more of his words of wisdom and take his advice and put it to good use because you deserve to receive it. Thank you
That's
guys so
true.
much for joining us. We'll see you
Absolutely.
again
Thank you.
Thank
next
you.
time on Love Unlocked. Thank you, Cynthia, for being here, and John. You guys have a wonderful night.
You
Say
bet.
goodbye to Joe because he's
You
going to
too.
turn off the lights.
All right. Talk to you
Bye.
soon. All
Bye.
right. Bye-bye.